And Christoph Tilley to jump. Tilley wins the jump ball, and away we go here in this 2025-26 campaign. And that goes out of bounds for possession now for the Jaguars. So Tilley got his hand on that jump ball, but no one able to control that for Ohio State. So it'll be Jaguars with the first possession. Kyler DiAugustino will run it here. Finley Woodyard back to DiAugustino, one of those West Liberty transfers. 4 transfers fouled Coach Hallett. Here to IU Indy. Nice entry feed inside to Woodard. He missed his first shot. But the second chance opportunity for McGuire Mitchell goes down, and the Jaguars will strike first here tonight.
You're going to see the full court press a lot for IU Indy. They want to press the tempo.
Yeah, they call that the system. Mobley, one of the Big Ten's deadliest three-point shooters, shows why as he knocks down his first long-range jumper. In transition come quickly is IU Indy Jaguars. They want to run and gun. And Jackson Edwards rises into that jumper and cans it. Jaguars will start 2 for 3 tonight.
One of the big points, Connor, is to take care of a ball. That's what Jake Diebler told us earlier today.
There's Thornton. He'll try a three-pointer. That one's good as well. So 2 threes, 2 makes for the Buckeyes so far. They climb up to a 2-point advantage. Nice entry feed inside, and just getting that English is DiAugustino. Good feed from Finley Woodward right there. And here comes the full court press from the Jaguars. Nice find by Mobley to see Thornton. Inside for the right seat transfer. Noel, he turns and fires and cans that hook shot.
We saw that a lot in the exhibition, Connor. Noel working inside and then getting those 2 points.
Woodward across the timeline out of Bristol, England. Finds a man, a 3. Too strong off the back iron, grabbed down by Royal. As Mitchell misfired on that 3, quickly up ahead. Noel inside, and this time a foul will be called. And that'll be on the floor. So first foul of the game, it's going to go on the Jaguars.
And with the full court press, it's going to be very important for IU Indy to make sure that they're not fouling too much, because if you're too aggressive, put the Buckeyes on the free throw line. This is a Buckeyes team that shoots very well, especially when you look at Bruce Thornton and John Mobley, the 2 guards, that shoot over 85% last year.
McGuire Mitchell hit on that foul, so first team, first personal. Couple of subs into the game for the Jaguars. Tilley off the inbound. He's backing down. Aiden Miller. A shot that rattles down. Another three-pointer for the Buckeyes. Devin Royal this time. Ohio State 4 for 4 to start this game. 3 of them from behind the arc. J.P. Dragus, one of those other West Liberty transfers. He's out of Madison, Ohio, back in the Buckeye State. As Davis trying to work on Knoll. Cameron Tinsley's got it. He dumps off. A three-pointer from Miller off the front iron, grabbed down by Knoll. Buckeyes with the 5-point advantage. Here's Thornton, the 2-time All-Big Ten guard. He'll try a 3. Buckeyes have been hot. They stay hot. They're perfect 4 of 4 from behind the arc, and it's an 8-0 run for the Bucks.
They can't get past the screens that Tilley's been setting so far. IU Indy going to have to lock down on that perimeter.
Dragus got a mismatch with Knoll on him. Over to Davis. Davis guarded tightly. Onto the baseline and stepping out of bounds is Miller. A turnover there for the Jaguars, and it'll be Buckeye ball.
And Connor, 3 different players have made 3-pointers already in this contest. Mobley, Thornton, and Royal. And a lot of them have been set off of these screens that Christoph Tilley is setting.
Buckeyes shot 36% from 3 last season. They've started tonight 4 of 4. Thornton trying to break this press. Finds a cutting Mobley. Inside Tilley, the Santa Clara transfer. He lays that one home, extends the Buckeyes run. Buckeyes made that press break look too easy right there. Jaguars trying to snap this 10-0 run. Inside, nice find. The nice baby floater as Cameron Tinsley knocks it down. He averaged 11 last season for West Liberty. Royal got a flyby. He'll attack the rack. Tilley. Back into the corner. Royal tries a 3. They are unconscious right now. three after three after three. And it's an 11-point lead now. Micah Davis gives off. Dragus will try the three. Left it short. Long rebound right back to the Jaguars. Second chance. Tinsley this time. Once again, left short. Tapped back out by Dragus and just saved before it could go across half court by Tinsley. Into the corner. 4 times the charm? No, but a foul will be called on John Mobley Jr. So that will send the Jaguars and Dragus to the line for 3. Played a lot of games as well, so those are 2 veteran presence to get in that front court, and one that the Buckeyes are hoping they can translate that into some success. Make the NCAA tournament. As remember, before we headed to the timeout, JP Dragus was fouled on a 3-pointer, so he gets 3 shots, misses that first. Shot 76.6% from the charity stripe last season for West Liberty.
And another point on Tilly and Knoll. 183 combined career games between the 2 front court options.
They go 2 out of 3 from the line. Cuts the lead down to 9. Now for the first time tonight for Ohio State, it's Amari Bynum, a freshman out of Omaha, Nebraska. Gabe Cumps as well in there for Ohio State. Good double off the press. Thornton has that taken away from him. That was McGuire Mitchell who got his hands on it. The floater on the other end, and it's put down by Kyler DiAgostino. That's what that trap can do, force you to make mistakes. Thornton this time breaks it. Finds the trailer, Cumps. Transfer out of Indiana. Played just 4 games last season before a season-ending injury. Makes the transfer to fellow Big Ten school, Ohio State. Tilly, way up in the high post. He's going to take it all the way to the rack and draws the foul. Out of the line for 2. Almost put that one down for an N1.
The Buckeyes have really been setting up the perimeter so far in this game, and it's been working. But as the game progresses, they'll be able to open up the inside more, and Tilly has a height advantage over everybody, standing 7 feet tall.
7 foot 240 is Christoph Tilly. I'll take a pair here. Shot 77% from the line a year ago. And knocks down the first.
He's one of those other guys that at the end of a game, if a team gets into foul trouble, there's confidence that he'll knock down the shot.
Splits the pair. Rebound grabbed down by Woodward. And he'll run the break. Another big that can also pass. Average just shy of 5 assists for West Liberty last year. And a foul on the entry pass. Looks like this one will go on Thornton. That's a nice backdoor cut by freshman McGuire Mitchell right there to draw that foul. A couple of subs coming in for Ohio State. John Mobley Jr. returns. And for the first time, Ivan Nijagovic, a sophomore out of Croatia.
We'll see that again. Bruce Thornton just getting a little too much of Mitchell.
Off the inbound, Mitchell on the 3, and that's the first one down for IU Indy. Had started 0 for 4, now make it 1 for 5. That cuts the lead down to 5, and then a foul on the inbound pass. That's not what the Jaguars wanted. McGuire Mitchell hit with that.
Mitchell's had Thornton's numbers so far here today, Connor. Plucked off a steal and then also able to draw a foul on the other side. Definitely one of the younger players to watch out for this season for Ben Hallett's squad.
Yeah, one of 2 freshman starters. First time that the Jaguars have done that in the opener since 2022. Here comes Mobley running on his number 0 running mate, Jackson Edwards. A whole line change right at the scorer's table for the Jaguars. Good find inside. Bruce Thornton on the backdoor cut. Woodward off to Edwards. He'll try a 3. Heavily contested. Left it short. Rebound grabbed down by Nijagovic. Here come the Buckeyes in transition. Mobley, he'll try a 3. No good. That's the first miss from the field for Ohio State. They have been 8 for their first 8 and 5 for their first 5 behind the arc. Mobley will try a second. Couldn't get it again. Nijagovic grabbed on the board. But a loose ball foul on the Buckeyes will send it the other way.
See a massive group substitution. That's something that Ben Hallett likes to do a lot, just swapping in complete rotations, gets fresh legs out there. And it'll be interesting to see, like a chess match, how Ohio State's going to adjust with these rotation changes.
Colin White also in for Ohio State, former Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio. On the high post, Gabe Stewart over to Tinsley. He'll weave his way to the rack and draw the foul. Cups tried to take the charge. He's going to hit with the block.
Jaguars are doing a good job right now of being aggressive when cutting to the rim, and it's led to some drawn fouls early on.
3 free throw shots so far here for the Jaguars. They're 2 for their first 3. And Cameron Tinsley, sophomore out of Virginia, will take his first and second free throws here tonight. First one rattles home. Tinsley, a year ago at West Liberty, shot 78.4%. You get one last look at that foul there on Cups. He couldn't believe it. Second one goes through, so that will shave that Buckeye lead down to 5 here. It would have been as many as 11. The Jaguars, that pressure has been working so far. Cups finds Bynum. He'll step back, try a 3. Too strong, rebound. Over to Tinsley. Out in transition. Here comes Compass. Lost the hand. It was grabbed back by Stewart. He couldn't put down the layup. Here comes Mobley. Good find inside for White. He lays it home with the left hand. Oh, it looked like a little no-look pass from Mobley that time. Tinsley the 3. Too short, Niagovin. 7-2 inside. Able to grab down that board. White in transition again. The lob! There's Bynum thunder in the rack.
Ohio State just has so much athleticism, super fast. They can break the press.
Another 3. This time Stewart puts it through.
The issue for the Jaguars is that they're going to have to catch up with this speed.
Looks like a foul was called away from the ball. 3 subs ready to come in for Ohio State. Was hit on the 50-yard guard, Matt Compass, transfer out of Dalton State College. Thornton and Royal return for Ohio State. And Tayson Chapman will hit the floor for the first time in about 2 seasons. The redshirt sophomore out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, missed all of last year with a torn ACL. So good to see him back on the floor for Ohio State. Thornton gets it, immediately draws the foul, as Micah Davis will get hit with that one. Looked like he was just trying to reach in on that pass to Thornton there, Gabe.
We've seen it a few times already with the Jaguars. Brought it up early in this, but you don't want to be too aggressive. You know you want to press. You want to make Ohio State feel uncomfortable. Being too aggressive like this, where you see right here, it's going to lead to foul trouble, and Ohio State can knock down shots.
Yeah, that's the 15th foul right there on the Jaguars. Ohio State does have 4 themselves, so both these teams maybe accumulating a little bit too many fouls here early. We haven't even got 8 minutes through this first half. Royal, the ball fake, the 3. Too strong off that back heel. Here comes Davis running the break. Out ahead, right back to him. Slings one into the corner. Compass thought about the 3, tries the runner, and gets it to go.
Royal took a while to get back there. Great find, and Compass just wide open in the corner.
That cuts that Buckeye lead down to 4. Here's Thornton. He'll slow things down. One of players on the Bob Cousy Award watch list, Thornton is. That's a big returner for Ohio State. Niagovin inside, lays it home. Good find by Mobley.
We'll see if Ohio State starts using their size a little bit more. Haven't used a lot in the paint between Niagovin and Tilly.
Compass will try a long 3. It's in and out. Thornton on the rebound, keeping his head up. Into the corner, Chapman tries a 3. No good. Ohio State, they had hit their first 5 threes. Since then, they have missed their last 5. Compass inside. No good, but a foul. So get itself to the line for 2 shots, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Under 12 to play here from Columbia. American last year, averaged 18.5 for Dalton State College last year. on his third school. Had also spent a couple of years at Montgomery Community College. He'll take his 2 shots here. 73.4% free throw shooter a year prior. Got that first one, and Gabe, we've continued to go back and forth here. What do the Jaguars have to do to get over this hump? Because they're trading blows back and forth right here with the Buckeyes. What do they have to do to find that big run?
They need to make sure that they're not getting burnt super deep in the full court press. They're doing a fine job up front, already generating a turnover, but Ohio State's just been finding a lot of threes in the corners, and it's really been biting the Jaguars so far.
Yeah, not a lot of turnovers on either side, just 2 combined, 1 on each side. So both these teams taking care of the ball so far. Buckeyes shooting 69% from the field. Here comes Thornton, and there's another foul. That's been something you kind of mentioned it, that on that press, just a couple of just little tiny fouls on the Jaguars, and eventually death by 1,000 paper cuts is the saying. Start to build up. That's just 1 shy now, putting Ohio State in the penalty, as McGuire Mitchell, also a starter, will pick up his 3rd, so that might put him on the bench for the rest of the half.
He already is, and Hallett's team is deep, but you don't want impact starters like Mitchell out this early on in the game. It's where you set the tone.
Here comes Mobley across the timeline. He'll slow things down here for Ohio State, who have missed their last 5 threes. Mobley tries to stop that and can't fire. Out in transition comes DiAugustino. Look to work on Chapman. Slings one over to Tinsley. Inside for Woodward. He's got a mismatch with Thornton on him. Woodward inside, backing down Thornton. The baby hook, that's good. That's a 2-point game.
Woodward, a guy that Hallett talked about, is he can play the 1, he can play the 5. That's how versatile he is, and he displayed it right there.
Averaged double figures for Scotland's U16 team a few years ago. One of the leaders expected to be on this IU Indy team. Chapman inside will draw a foul and head to the line for 2.
And it's huge to have a guy like Chapman back, because we talked about this before the game, but Ohio State's depth last year, at least for guards, wasn't where they wanted it to be at. So to have an offensive threat like Chapman back in the lineup is going to be huge for Ohio State, especially down the stretch.
Played 17 games a couple of years ago. Missed a few in that season as well with a knee procedure. And he makes his first one. He'd only shot 2 free throws in his career prior to that. He'd split the pair. So now make it 2 for 3, and Ohio State now officially in the bonus.
In the bonus with about half of the half left to go. So they're definitely making IU Indy pay. We'll see if they stay aggressive on these full court presses.
They'll knock down both, and he'll get subbed off. Here comes Brandon Knoll back in, the Lucasville, Ohio native. Free throws extend the lead back to 4. DiAugustino across the timeline. Hagee hands off. Tinsley tries the 3. Too far. Weak side rebound there to Devin Royal. He's got a couple now in this game. Royal off the dribble and draws the foul. So head to the line. That's going to be a 1-and-1 for Devin Royal, and the 8th team foul here on the Jaguars.
Something to highlight for Devin Royal, moving from power forward down to small forward this season with the additions of Knoll and Tilly. Someone who plays really fast and led the team in rebounding last year with almost 7 per game.
First one goes down. He shot 3 throws 77% a year ago. Really jumped that scoring margin up as well. Nearly a 9-point difference last year from his freshman campaign. Two for 2 that time. Buckeyes have started 5 of 6 in the charity stripe here tonight. Dragus surveying the floor, gets it right back. See Jaguars running a lot of 5 out here. Knifing his way to the cup goes Edwards, and he gets the friendly shooter's touch to knock down that short jumper.
Edwards, a guy that's been all over the country, played at Murray State and Valparaiso and also St. Bonaventure last season.
Thornton quickly down the floor. Picked up his dribble on the elbow, has to try to fire out. He finds Royal. Here he comes thundering his way down, trying to find a cutting Knoll. And it's ruled to be off his hand. He was incredulous, tried to point the other way, but he's not going to change the mind of that far side referee.
Right now, IU Indy still in this. You know, it's a 4-point game. It's just they got to clean up some of these fouls, but got to be happy with how we're playing right now if you're Ben Hallett.
Buckeyes have not hit a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes now. As here comes Dragus across the timeline, former two-time All-Ohio, as he'll try a long three. It's in and out. Knoll had the rebound, couldn't secure it, and Reese Hagee will say thank you very much and cuts the lead down to 2. Gabe Cups trying to split a double team, finds Royal, and here comes Bruce Thornton. Another foul on the Jaguars. DeAugustino will pick it up, and here comes Bruce Thornton back to the line.
Bruce Thornton, someone who shot 85% last year from the free throw line. Really Ohio State's leader, led the team last year with 17.7 points, 4.6 assists per game as well.
Buckeyes last year, big year from Thornton, as you mentioned, 17.7 points. He was just the 4th Buckeye in the last 12 years to average at least 17 points. This gets the first one to go down, joins a crew of E.J. Liddell, Keita Beats-Diop, and D'Angelo Russell. All those players made it to the NBA. He's got 9 early ones, looking to get himself into the double figures. We'll have to wait. Splits the pair. In transition comes Davis. Quick find to Dragus. Around the horn, Edwards trying to back down. DeAugustino now. He'll knife on Royal. Tough shot. Got it to go. Got the smooch off the glass. And Tilly will corral that inbounds pass. He'll draw the foul. That will put the Buckeyes in the double bonus now. 10th team foul on the Jaguars.
That's got to hurt with 8.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Something to point out for IU Indy is 9 different players have already scored in this game.
Not surprised when you see how quickly these Jaguars sub. Another 3 already back to the scores table. Buckeyes have still not hit a field goal in their last 3 minutes, but when you're in the double bonus this early, you'll take 3 throws. You got 2 the rest of the way here in this half. Tinsley and Compass are back here for the Jaguars. And Tilly splits that pair. That was something a year ago the Buckeyes were trying to improve on. Free throw percentage, shot 74 last year from the charity stripe. Backdoor cut, Dragus. He's got Thornton all over him, and Dragus loses his footing, and a turnover right there for the Jaguars. Just their second this half.
These are the possessions that matter so much because right now if you're IU Indy, you're right here with Ohio State, but if you start making these mental errors, the Buckeyes are just going to be able to take advantage of that and start to run away with this game.
Here comes Cups, bringing it across half court. Only took 4 shots last year before that injury. Royal backing down, fading, firing, got it, plus a foul.
We're starting to see Devin Royal and some of these big men start working their way into the paint, and it's going to be a big test for this Jaguars team that's pretty small if they can handle it.
Devin Royal now takes over the game lead in points. He's got 10 now. Early couple of boards as well. And he converts to traditional 3-point play. That'll extend that Buckeye lead to 5. Mobley back onto the floor for Thornton.
And Connor, Ohio State shooting 67% right now, only 6 missed shots. They haven't missed a shot yet within the 3-point line.
Yeah, they've missed their last 6 threes. They had started 5 of 5, now 5 of 11, but they'll take the success inside. There's another missed 3, this time off the hand of Dragus. Bynum grabs down the long board. Swings it around to Royal. He's going to try to penetrate on the baseline. Bynum wide open from 3, thought about it, and he shuffled the feet. Timeout on the floor. Under 8 to play. The Buckeyes have a 5-point today. I asked him about what kind of jump he expected John Mobley to take this year. And he said, I think everyone's going to be surprised with how big of a jump he's going to take. Big things really expected from the sophomore guard.
100% has a ton of confidence, is willing to shoot from anywhere on the floor, and he can make them. Finished second in the conference in three-pointers made and per game.
He's already got a couple here tonight. Out of bounds and a turnover there for the Jaguars. Each team now with 3. And Bruce Thornton back onto the floor for Ohio State.
Your Jaguars right now only shooting 2 for 12 from the three-point line. We talked about Ohio State's struggles ever since the start. Jaguars got to start turning it up, too, if they want a chance to beat the Buckeyes.
Still anyone's game as here's Cups. The find to Royal. Got himself too far down, but a good find outside to Thornton. Royal gets it back, tries it. Off the iron, Buckeyes still ice cold from 3. Compass quickly running the break. Wiggles his way to the line. Almost traveled, somehow got that out. And then a turnover. Royal picks it off. Even numbers the other way as Royal will work himself inside. The kiss off the glass, and he gets it to go.
Stewart just didn't have his head turned around.
There's another turnover. Cups jump in the lane this time. Mobley. What's he going to do? Fires out. Tilly, the long 3. Good. And Ben Hallett takes a timeout. 10-point lead for the Buckeyes. It's a 9-0 run. Here.
High screens, giving Mobley and Thornton space. Defenders are going to sag off, and like you saw in that last three-pointer, Tilly can bury them.
Jaguars trying to snap a 10-0 run. DiAgostino on the left wing. Fires, and there's another turnover. Royal, his second steal in as many possessions, try to throw the poster down, and he draws the foul. That would have made this place go crazy.
Jaguars 5 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It's really been snowballing into an avalanche in terms of points that Ohio State's been able to get. They've gotten 9 in that span.
Tinsley able to knock that ball away, but gets hit with a foul. So first foul on Tinsley. Royal back to the line. He's now 4 for 4 from the charity stripe here today.
Another effective takeaway for moving Royal down to the small forward is at 6'6" at the college level, he has the size to work inside and out.
2 of 2. Leads up to 12 now for Ohio State. 11-0 run for the Buckeyes. Edwards. Woodward to attack. Good ball movement from the Jaguars. Inside Woodward, trying to work on Tilly. And tries to pass to the invisible 6-man on the sideline. Jake Diebler's there to pick off the pass, and it's another turnover for the Jaguars.
Does Diebler get a steal for that?
I do not think he does, but maybe in his mind.
Seems fired up about it.
Moved his feet. What do you want to do on defense? Here comes Cops. 6 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes for the Jaguars. Cups to try the 3, draws the foul. Just too far of a closeout that time. And another foul on IU Indy. That was J.P. Dragus. Hit with a foul, his first.
Cups another guy that's kind of a wild card for this Ohio State team. Provides guard depth, and didn't see him a whole lot last year, but he has an interesting offensive skill set. See if he gets some shots, especially from a perimeter later in this game.
Yeah, only 4 games last year before his injury, but was one of 5 freshmen the year before with Indiana to start 20 games at least in the Big Ten. Another Ohio Mr. Basketball. Ohio State has 3 of the last 4. Cups did that in 2022 with the Centerville Elks. Edwards attacking, finds Dragus on the outside. Hands off, Davis back to Edwards. Now Dragus trying to run the pick and roll with Woodward. Couldn't find him. Edwards will try and gets to the line.
Still worked out, but Woodward was cutting and Mobley was guarding him. Woodward had a lot of space to work with to drive inside if he received that pass in time.
Either way, like you said, worked out. Edwards now to the free throw line. His first trip here. He's only played 7 minutes in this one. 4 points so far for the senior guard. Chance to snap a 13-0 Ohio State run. We'll have to try again.
Seen it a few times now, Connor, but when Jaguars are running their offense, sometimes guys don't have their eyes on the ball, and it's just led to some miscommunications and missed points.
Edwards, another guy who lost a lot of last season to an injury, shot just 2 free throws a year ago with St. Bonaventure and went 0 for 2, now 1 of 2 to start this season. Inbounding here is Matthew Grujacic, the freshman and guard out of France for Ohio State. Nice find inside. Knoll puts it down on the feet from Tilley. That's some good movement without the ball right there, Gabe, by Brandon Knoll on that backdoor cut.
It's a really strong presence, even when he doesn't have the ball in his hand.
Pick and roll. Woodward inside, tried to get that one to go. Draws the foul. Tilley didn't like it, thought he got all ball. But Woodward will get a pair.
Woodward, one of the leaders of this Jaguars group, and haven't seen him get going a whole lot so far. Has 2 points, 4 rebounds, but he's also had 3 assists. He's been a facilitator.
Mentioned that, averaged just shy of 5 assists per game last year with West Liberty.
I don't know, Connor. I don't think Tilley touched any part of Woodward there for that foul.
Certainly close. One in favor of Woodward. Knocks that one down.
Might have been the body contact there because it was pretty physical down low.
Physical play. Could have went either way. Got to imagine. So here comes Mobley across the timeline. Finds Thornton. One more. Tilley. He'll try the 3. Left it short. Long rebound corralled over there by DiAgostino. Here comes Edwards quickly. The pick and roll of Compass. He'll try it. Good defense there by Grujacic. Here he comes running. Lost the handle. Saves it on the baseline. That'll slow things down to Tilley. Thornton, the backdoor cut. The midi. And he knocks it down. Nice little touch that time by Bruce Thornton. Here comes Woodward quickly. A lot of contact right there. Tebow was trying to get a travel called. On the Ohio State sideline, Woodward to drive on the baseline. Trying to work on Knoll. Good defense there by the Wright State transfer. 5 on the timer. Davis has got to hurry. Finds Woodward. 9-1-1 shot. Not even close. And will stay here. Shot clock reset. But I don't know if that touched rim, so it looks like they're going to take a look at this because if it did not touch rim, Gabe, that shot clock should not have reset.
Right, and then in that scenario with very limited time, about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, got to draw something up that's quick and gets you inside the paint. It's like they did. Was tough to understand, Connor. It sounded like it was coming through on a Nokia.
That's a pull. The Nokia. Here comes Mobley across half court off the feed from Thornton. Euro stepping his way to the hole. The finger roll is true. 17-point lead for Ohio State. They had opened up an 11-point lead earlier. It got down to as little as 2, but they have extended now here in this one. Woodward couldn't find it. Here comes Mobley on the break. Keeping his head up. Tilley inside. It was deflected. He got it right back to him, though, and puts it home. Edwards looking to attack. Rises in the jumper. No good, offline to the left. Still no field goals in the last 5 minutes for the Jaguars. Grujacic finds Knoll. He'll drive inside, no good. And Dragus pulls down the board. Here come the Jaguars. 3-on-3 break and back to full strength. 3.5 to play in this first half. Woodward. Finds Dragus, the drifting three, too strong. And another board there for Tilly.
You can see they want to run the offense through Woodward, but Ohio State really locking down, especially inside.
Buckeyes are 6 from the last 8 here. As Mobley almost had his pocket picked. He'll stay here, but nice hands there from behind. Looked like that was Micah Davis who got his left hand to that. And another timeout on the floor. Buckeyes have opened up a 19-point lead, a little over 3.
Game. He said the goal is to get the nerves out early on, but it seemed like the Jaguars were actually playing pretty well with the nerves that he was expecting to see. Ohio State's just really started to adjust and have been attacking the weak points in this defense.
So Bruce Thornton will inbound here off the timeout. He's able to find Mobley, who will escape shuttle back towards half court. Mobley on the dribble drive, back out Royal. He gets his way right to the hoop and gets himself back to the line. Devin Royal is 5 of 5 from the stripe tonight. He's got 15 points. Things really working out here for the junior forward for Ohio State.
I feel like we've seen Big Ten teams like IU Indy in the earlier on in this season. Devin Royal's just so tough to guard because you know he's going to be physical inside, but there's just such a fine balance of how physical you can be back to him, or else there's going to be free throws like this.
Royal stays perfect now, 6 for 6. Reese Hagee's back in for IU Indy, freshman out of Virginia. Second team All-State last season at the Miller School. And Royal perfect once again. Buckeyes 14 for 18. 7 free throw difference here in this one. IU Indy is taking 11. Here's Hagee on the high block. Davis picked up his dribble. He's got to fling one across court. Tinsley looking to drive, gives off. Outside DiAgostino, backing down, flings one corner. Three-pointer, that's good from Dragus. Kickball on the inbound, 2.5 to play. That snaps the 0 for 6 skid here for the Jaguars.
They really needed that. Still 3 for 14 from the three-point line, but if they want to claw their way back into this, Jaguars are going to have to start knocking down more and more three-pointers.
And there's Mobley. He draws a foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
That's the first time in a while that we've seen IU Indy foul like that, and they've kind of backed off a little bit. That's one of their biggest strengths, though, is playing that full-court press and getting under the skin of their opponents.
15 fouls, though, in the first half here for the Jaguars. As Mobley knocks down that first one.
Trick or treat was a few days ago. They're still handing out candy, though, to this Ohio State team.
You always got the excess candy after Halloween most of the time. Got to give it away. Mobley shot 88% from the line last year. Knocks down his first 2 of this season. As here comes Davis across half court. Clock ticking towards 2 minutes. Inside Hagee, got around White and lays it home. Good pick and roll that time. A good finish by Hagee across 2 Buckeyes.
Good discipline, too. Waited for defenders to jump and had a more open shot because of that.
Was working on the fellow freshman and Bynum that time. Good active hands. Here's Tinsley. Clear him for liftoff. Rattles that rim on the jam. And under 2 to play, and the lead has been cut down to 16. Knoll lobs it up. Bynum on the layup. That's his second lob here in this one. This time he finished with the layup. And right back at them. Tinsley trying to make it 2 in a row. This time from outside, and he does.
Tinsley really starting to heat up now. 9 points in this one.
Here comes Mobley running. Had that almost knocked away from behind. Thornton's able to get it on the outside. He'll drive right to the rack and put it home. That's a tough finish. Good contest, it looked like, by Hagee. Compass way outside. He's looking for a screen. He gets it from Hagee, bounces off. Now Tinsley with 15 on the timer. A three-pointer. DiAgostino knocks it down. Count it, and it looks like a foul off the ball. So that should keep it here.
It should, and just like that, Jaguars showing a little bit of life and maybe being able to carry in some momentum late into this first half, into the second.
Yeah, Brandon Knoll hit with a foul. You take a look at it right there, just grabbing Hagee, it looked like around the waist, trying to throw him down, trying to get to that board. So that'll put Hagee on the line here. So a chance for a 3+ point possession for the Jaguars, which obviously with 3 minutes to go in this half and down 19, chances are you likely weren't going to get it all back, but Jaguars making a nice run here, trying to just shave it down a little bit, make it more manageable going into the break. The bank is open for Hagee on his first free throw.
And they're a team, their style of play, that you can look down and then look right back up at the scoreboard, and they just scored 10 points in 30 seconds.
Second one goes down. Cuts the deficit down to 12. 1 minute to go in this first half. It has been a back-and-forth roller coaster affair. Here's Thornton trying to work. Steps back, fires the three. Too strong. There's Tilly, the big board. Right back up and in. Just a second offensive rebound for Ohio State. Jaguars have 5 in this game. Tinsley driving, trying to swing one into the corner. Too many bodies to try to get through. And Thornton will slow things down. Just about a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. So Ohio State here can take this last shot, and Thornton's going to take a timeout. So the Buckeyes will try to draw a look up. We'll get you that look on the other side.
From Knoll and Tilly have just really been killing this Jaguars defense. Maybe set something up on the corner for either Royal or Thornton to roll with.
Thornton and Royal have been the two leading scorers here for Ohio State. 17 for Royal, 13 for Thornton. A combined 9 for 12 from the field. Mobley will inbound here for the Buckeyes. He'll head back court for Thornton with 20 seconds to go. Here comes Mobley. Inside for Royal, just as you said, Gabe. Inside, Royal, the tough finish, no good. Got his own board and is able to get himself right back to the line.
If you're Ohio State, you just love the effort that Devin Royal gives on a night-in, night-out basis. He's really the rock of this team in terms of consistency, and we're seeing why in this matchup where he leads in points with 17.
First foul on Reese Hagee. Royal is yet to miss here from the charity stripe. Will take free throws 8 and 9 of this first half. There's his first miss right on cue.
What we saw there from Royal, that's what we call a big boy rebound right there. Fighting through multiple bodies and coming down strong.
That tied the rebounding battle, both sides with 15 apiece here in this first half. And Royal's second is no good either. Rebound grabbed right down by him with 4. Royal inside, off the glass and good. And the Jaguars won't get a shot off. So offensive rebounds starting to fuel the Buckeyes down the stretch as they extend the lead up to 16, and that's the kind of rebound for Sable. The Buckeyes now going to the left hoop here at Value City Arena. Starters out for both squads. And right on cue after 16 first half fouls there for the Jaguars, immediately picking one up off the ball.
Freshman guard McGuire Mitchell, who started out this game but had to head out because of early fouls, is also back in this game. Gave Bruce Thornton a little bit of trouble there early on in the first half.
Yeah, Mitchell picked up 3 fouls with about 12 minutes to go in that first half, so he had to take an early seat. It was Kyler DiAgostino who picked up that foul. That's his second. Mobley will try the 3, and he can't hit it. He made one early, but since then has not hit. He's 1 for 5 now from behind the arc. Someone who was second in the Big Ten in three-pointers made a season ago of 77. There he is with the hands. Just couldn't secure the steal, kicked it out of bounds, and a missed opportunity there for Ohio State.
Woodward locking onto the target inside and just forcing a pass. That's what we saw later on in the first half, and a reason why IU Indy's at 10 turnovers right now.
The Augustino's got it. He led West Liberty with 17 points per game last year, started 35 games, missed wildly on that layup. Royal trying to break the press. Slings one over to Thornton, who crosses the timeline. Just beating that 10-second violation. Another foul off the ball. That one is going to go on the Jaguars once again. I think it was Woodward who got hit. Indeed it was. That's his third. Second team foul and just a minute of the second half.
We talked about how deep IU Indy is, but at the same time, 9 different players have fouls.
Inside Tilley using his size, puts it up and in. Just that big frame there for Christoph Tilley. 7 foot inside. He used all 7 feet of that frame to put that one home, plus the foul.
Well, and he had outside leverage, too, on Reese Hagee, who was playing defense inside on him. Has the height advantage, was able to get the ball and make a nice post move.
Buckeyes nearly 70 points here through almost 22 minutes of play. The Augustino will start the break here for the Buckeyes, or excuse me, the Jaguars. Jackson Edwards off the dribble, inside, got himself home. That's going to be a good bucket. Looked like Tilley came from underneath the hoop to try to poke that one out.
They really needed to break that scoring drought. Still have some work to do, but they play a little bit faster and keep up their offense, and they might be able to creep back into this Buckeyes lead.
Third made field goal by Edwards. That matches his total from 1 year ago. He's got 7 points in this one. Tilley inside, through some contact, couldn't get it home. There's Knoll on the putback.
Starting to rebound better here in the second half, Connor.
Yeah, that they are indeed. Buckeyes at 1 point. We're trailing 5-2 in offensive rebounds. As that one out of bounds off of Royal. They have now pulled down the last 3 offensive boards. And it's back up to a 19-point advantage. Comes a full swap for the Jaguars. Ohio State still one of the starters out. Traditional box look on the inbounds pass for IU Indy. End up with Dragus here, flings one off to Tinsley. Now Micah Davis. Compass driving. Good find, just left it short. That was Tinsley. Thornton running the break. Outside to Tilley. Muscles one in. He wanted the foul. Jake Diebler is furious right now on the sideline. As Tinsley tried to find Dragus. It was knocked away by Royal. And just saved from going out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock. Davis on the attack, stepping back, 3-pointer, bullseye. Nice move right there by Micah Davis. Shook Thornton 3.
Davis's first field goal of the day.
That's the 6 made 3-point field goal there for IU Indy. Mobley on the attack with the left hand. Nice finish.
We see him practicing that all the time in the air, able to adjust, and nice too for the sophomore guard.
Davis, cross court, Dragus. He'll line up a 3. Bullseye. That's back-to-back 3s here for the Jaguars.
Both teams trading shots right now. Ohio State still pacing the Jaguars.
Dragus now 2 for 6 from beyond the arc. He's taking exclusively 3s. Here's Mobley. He's trying to get it going from behind the arc, just not falling. Knoll on the offensive board, lost the handle, had his pocket picked. That time by Miller. Tinsley, deep 3. That one offline. There comes Thornton, quickly attacking. Davis picked his pocket for a second. Thornton got it back, and Ohio State looks like they got a timeout off. That'll save the possession here. We'll see what the Buckeyes can bring.
Stops. And when they get stops, they need to turn those stops into points. So they're going to look to do that here in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Mason. Obviously, the big key, get stops right there. It's very tough to do that, giving up 66 points and a half. And there is another foul on the Jaguars. Gabe, right now, it just seems like every time Buckeyes come down the floor, whistle going against IU Indy here. Just cannot keep themselves out of foul trouble. Tilly off the inbound looking to rumble. Good spin move inside, and he finishes the lay.
It's a difficult spot because then you got to play physical against a guy like Christoph Tilly, too. It's about towing the right line.
Tilly now is up to 20. He leads the Buckeyes right now in his first game here at Ohio State. Really coming alive here in the second half. 9 now over the first 4 minutes of play. In this half at least. Compass to drive. 4 on the shot clock. Tough shot. Got it to go. That's not an easy shot, but he made it look real easy over Devin Royal that time. Tilly breaks the press. Here he comes running. Got to watch out. Compass picked his pocket from behind. Here comes Tinsley. Davis fires one across. Dragus finds the corner. Tinsley lines up the 3. It's no good. Knoll pulls down the board. Here comes Cups galloping across half court. Gabe Cups has got a couple of points in this one. Right to the rack with the right hand, and to the line he goes.
If you're Jake Diebler, you got to know IU Indy, they're in foul trouble from the field today, and this is about Beaver 24th free throw attempt already.
Yeah, that's 66% at the moment as Cups misfires on the first. That would be a 20-point jump in the percentage category from their field goal percentage a year ago. He shot 46.6% from the field. Obviously, is that going to be sustainable all season? Probably not, but can't exactly complain with the results tonight so far for Ohio State. They're 4 from their last 5. Cups trying to take it away. He did, but he was on the sideline, so it's going to be possession Jaguars.
Another number that just jumps out on the box score is Ohio State's doubled up on the Jaguars in points per paint. Buckeyes with 40, IU Indy with 20.
Also now out rebounding the Jaguars by 5. Brandon Knowles back into the game for Cups. Off the inbound, here's DiAugustino. Former MEC Freshman of the Year. 2 years ago was the first team All-MEC last year at West Liberty. Woodward right back inside to his teammate at West Liberty, and DiAugustino puts it home on the reverse.
Really good misdirection there, passing the ball back and forth, trying to get the right matchups and leverages. Beat Fortin on that.
Here's Royal, picked up his dribble, got it ahead to Mobley, who saved it. Inside Bynum on the reverse lay. Bynum's got 6 here in his first game. And an offensive foul. Looked like a moving screen potentially.
How about we talk about Amari Bynum? Hasn't played a whole lot, but has 6 points in 7 minutes. Really effective, 2 rebounds too. And he's a guy that can just jump out of a gym. Really excited to see what he does for the rest of the season.
Reese Hagee was the one committing the foul. So he'll check out. Bynum will inbound right in front of that Jaguar bench. Gets it right back. Quickly up ahead, Royal. He's got a one-on-one right there. He's going to back down DiAugustino, and an offensive foul right back. Nice play right there, game by DiAugustino. Got himself in front, and Royal just went right into him.
He played that perfectly because he knows that Devin Royal's a guy who really likes to use his shoulder when he's driving in, and see it right there. Sold it perfectly and drew a charge.
Yeah, he did what you got to do. Slide the feet right there. Moved his feet, got in front, and that was pretty clear positioning. Davis inside. There he is on the other end. The toilet bowl swirls down. All right. Immediately, Micah Davis trying to pressure up there on Mobley. He gets hit with his second foul. And that's going to put the Jaguars here in the penalty. Should be a 1-and-1 here for Mobley.
Buckeyes in the bonus, hit 5 of their last 6 shots, but IU Indy showing some life too, hitting their last 5 of 7.
So this is not sustainable here, Gabe, just fouling so much. This is earlier here in this half, 14:08 to go, where Ohio State ended up in the penalty in the first half by a couple of minutes. You just can't give your opponents, especially a free throw shooter like Mobley, so many free passes at the line.
How about Mobley? Three-point shot hasn't been there yet. Has 10 points, but get this, he also has 8 assists, which leads the team.
Nearing double-double territory. That'll be something to keep an eye on as we go down throughout this half. Woodward here is looking to work on Knoll. The handoff to Edwards. Right inside on Byam. A tough hook shot. He made that look pretty easy. Tayson Chapman's into the game now for Ohio State. He gets one up to Knoll. Quickly up ahead to Grujacic. Backdoor cut. And a turnover. Nice hands there by the Jaguars. Quickly up ahead comes Davis. Back behind the play, Edwards. One more corner, 3. No good. Knoll on the tough board. Grujacic keeping his head up, surveying the floor, finds a screen from Knoll. And almost threw it away. It was tipped out of bounds. Off the hand of Davis that time.
Buckeyes playing a little more sloppier in these past few possessions, making ill-advised passes. And IU Indy really starting to pick up their defense, forcing some turnovers.
And that's obviously the big key that Mason took away with Ben Hallett. They needed stops. They're starting to get those stops. Both teams have scored 16 points apiece here in the second half. And Jaguars will take a timeout. So we will take a timeout with them. It's a 16-point game. The Buckeyes trying to find Chapman. And right there, I see why the challenge is being made. That one, Gabe, looked to be maybe off of Chapman right there, just swiping at it at the very end.
Yeah, looks like there would have been a secondary effort. And when you're trying to claw your way back into a game, challenges like this can completely shift the tide. And you see that the Jaguars are becoming more accurate with their shots now. See what happens here, but it looks like Chapman may have touched that.
Yeah, that's one where Chapman, he sees it get deflected. He's trying to save it. If he left that one, just able to ward off Davis that time, then that probably goes out of bounds, and that would be Buckeye ball. Instead, this is probably going to be Jaguar ball. But we'll have to see, but obviously you mentioned here, Gabe, that every reviews, just in general, are pivotal, but especially here when you're trying to string together some momentum. So that's where if your Hallett, obviously I think that was a pretty clear look. We'll have to see what the final call is, but why not? I mean, you got 13 minutes to go here, 16 points to make up. See if you can get a couple point swing here and try to string together some stops and some shots.
On top of that, get to use a challenge too and talk things over with your team that's been playing pretty strong offensively here in the second half.
And it'll be Ohio State ball is going to be the determination. So the call on the floor stands unsuccessful. Challenge. You get one last look at it right there. And from that one, didn't look to be as clear. That one I think you could win either way. It's going to stay on the floor, and that's the importance of what was the initial call. You got to have enough evidence to overturn, and after review, there was not. So the Buckeyes here have over 13 minutes to play, looking to build their lead. Knoll handling the ball. Finds Thornton on the handoff. And the shot clock will expire. Good defense there by the Jaguars.
Kyler DiAgostino really jacked up about that, trying to get the ball out of Bruce Thornton's hands after he forced that turnover.
Thornton didn't want to give it up.
Gotta like that fire, though, if you're IU Indy.
That's the type of stops and possessions that build energy. Able to D up for 30 straight seconds. DiAgostino on the other end. Cans the 3. And the lead down to 13 now. Okay, just get that in before the 5-second call. Here's Noel. Over to Chapman, thought about a 3. Sidestep, fires and scores. Oh, what you can do, I can do better. Off the three from DiAgostino, Chapman makes his first three of the game. Woodward. Try to go give and go. McGuire Mitchell trying to thread the needle, and a kickball in Ohio State will send that ball underneath.
Woodward went a little bit late there on that cut, too. Might have still worked. It was kind of tough of those passing lanes, especially if the feet getting in the way.
Couple of subs coming in each side. Amongst the players coming back in, Tilley is back in for Ohio State. He's had himself quite a second half. Dragus off the inbound. Edwards now. Micah Davis working off the screen. Good pick and roll. Edwards inside. He's denied against the glass. Tilley got his hand on it. Or at the very least, altered the shot. Thornton off the dribble. The drive. Couldn't get the finish, though. Royal, though, just too strong. Finds Thornton his three. No good. Another offensive board. Third time's the charm. Yes, sir. Brandon Knoll on the hook shot. And just more second chance points for Ohio State. Davis the long three. No good. Thornton quickly sprinting in transition. Got a stop ball. No one did. And Thornton says, thank you very much. I'll take that to the hole.
No one stepped up either on Thornton. Just let him drive straight to the hoop.
7-0 run for Ohio State. Hagee to back down, and Gabe Cupps grabbed him around the waist. That'll be another foul on Ohio State. Second on Cupps, and we got a break on the floor. That momentum swing there after that unsuccessful challenge. You know, the Jaguars had hit a three, then Ohio State hit a three on the other end, and have started to burst back out in front here. Up to 89 points. We're not even halfway through the second half. Compass misfires off that inbound. Another board there for Noel and the Buckeyes. Noel's now got 8 in this game. As Noel having himself a pretty good first game as well. Compass weaving his way inside, finds the trailer. Mitchell couldn't hit the three. This is going the other way. Another loose ball foul there on IU Indy.
John Mobley with some sneaky good defense, too. Really nice closeout to affect the shot.
So that's going to put the Buckeyes on the stripe the other way. Reese Hagee hit with his fourth foul there on that one, so he's one away from fouling out. And Tilley will be shooting 1-1 here. Impressive debut for him. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists here today for the former Santa Clara Bronco.
And Hagee coming out of the lineup now. Like you mentioned, Connor, one more foul and he'd be done.
First one's good there for Tilley, up to 21 now. He's 8 of 10 from the field and now 4 of 6 from the stripe. Led the WCC in field goal percentage this year, and he's just one game in and going to make an early statement at the Big Ten lead with the 80% field goal marker so far.
There's a lot of good big men in the Big Ten, too. Tilley might finish as one of the top ones by the end of this season.
Yeah, the Big Ten could be incredibly deep this season all around. Foul this time on Ohio State at the other end. Team's third. No points in the last 2 minutes here for IU Indy. And Tilley hit with the foul right there for Ohio State. Dragus to fire the inbound. The three-pointer, no, but the follow is good. That time from McGuire Mitchell. Mobley couldn't corral that inbounds pass from Royal. It's a turnover Ohio State. And a basket and a stop there for the Jaguars with 10.5 to play.
Bruce Thornton back in the game for Ohio State. Having a really good night so far and had success last time he was out driving in for a layup.
Dragus was Cupps in his grill. Finds Woodward. Now corner Compass. Lines the three. That one a little too strong. Tapped out. Second time is good. This time it's Tinsley burying it. And another turnover. Here's Compass. hangs himself in the air. Good body control and knocks down that short floater. 5 straight points, and now a foul there on Tinsley.
That forced momentum a little bit. Had Ohio State where he wanted them, especially in that full court set. Able to force a few turnovers. IU Indy on a 7-0 run in the past 34 seconds.
You mentioned that the turnovers working. Buckeyes now with 13 here in this game. Last year averaged about 10 per game. You heard Jake Diebler there at the halftime break. He thought the team was taking care of the ball there in that first half, but here in the second, a few turnovers for Ohio State. Thornton gets the first one on the 1-and-1. Now 9 turnovers here in the second half for Ohio State. So if you want to look at one thing that Ohio State hasn't done particularly well here in the second half, it's been the turnover game. So Thornton 2 for 2, up to 93 points now for Ohio State. Trying to make a run at the most points scored in an opener all time. Tinsley the 3, that's good. He's starting to catch fire from 3 here. 44% three-point shooter a year ago, showing why.
Up to 15 in this contest also.
It's 3 of 9 from behind the arc, but a couple here in the last couple possessions. Nearly another turnover for Ohio State. Thornton couldn't handle the pass, but it just went off of a Jaguar there. And down to the 14, John Mobley Jr. will instantly head to the scorers table and check back into this game.
Buckeyes going with a little bit of a smaller look here with Royal at the 4.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Pretty clear on Mobley that time. Just trying to get himself some extra leverage. Might have just put that elbow into the back right there. And another turnover there on the Buckeyes. It's Mobley's 4th. So of 9.5 to play, here comes the inbound. And just couldn't keep himself in bounds. So it was Dragus who got the handoff that time and just looked like that back heel clipped the out-of-bounds line.
Seems like the past few possessions, neither team really wants the ball playing hot potato.
You take it. No, you take it. Good press break by Ohio State. Thornton sprinting, finds Mobley. Can he get it going from 3? Yes, he can. That's his first 3. Snaps in 0 for 5 skid. Now up to 2 in this game. First 3 of the second half for Mobley. Inside and now out. Mitchell, the 3. This fires off the front iron. Royal, the long rebound. Picked up his dribble. Finds Thornton. And Mobley shook himself free. Here he goes inside. All the way to the rim. Couldn't get the finger roll, though. Just too much mustard on that one. Woodward running the floor. Outside Dragus, sidestep. And now Woodward with the mismatch, going to fling one to the corner. He had Thornton on him. Gave it away, though. And a good finish on the other end. That was Compass on the up and under.
Compass with a little double clutch layup there.
Thornton, little ball fake inside, trying to find that N1. Too strong, but he'll get himself to the line.
Feels like every time we've seen Matt Compass take a shot and any that he's made, it's always been some highlight reel one. Always doing something really flashy with the ball.
And he certainly got a bag in there. Was an NAIA All-American for a reason last year. 18.5 point scorer. He's pretty much started everywhere he's gone. Came off the bench tonight, but coming into this game, it started 111 out of 114 collegiate games. Thornton knocks down the first. 3 more subs now for the Jaguars. Edwards D'Agostino in there.
It's big for the Jaguars to get D'Agostino out there, too, because he's currently leading the team in points with 16. They need some buckets late in this one.
Yeah, Tinsley's also got 15. He's still out there. And Thornton will go 2 for 2. So now the Buckeyes just a couple points shy of 100. Gabe Cups is back onto the floor for Ohio State. Noel as well back out there. And so 8.5 to play. Buckeyes have slowly brought this one back up to 17. Here's D'Agostino. You mentioned you want him back on the floor. He immediately gets the ball. Left the floater short. Tinsley, the other scorer, back inside. He puts it up. Is that an and one? You bet it is. falling away into the baseline, and Tinsley able to put that one home.
Tinsley, D'Agostino, the top two leading scorers. Both West Liberty transfers, too. Seems like they're unfazed from the jump from D2 to D1.
Yeah, 4 West Liberty transfers on this roster, a roster that had just brought back 1 returning player, A.J. Holobar, and we haven't seen him yet tonight. Other than that, a few freshmen and mostly transfers. And 1 free throw missed off the back heel. Here comes Cupster on the floor. The Ohio native and former IU Hoosier. Mobley from straight away thought about the 3. Now we'll try. In and out. Offensive board. There's Tilly, and he gets himself to the rack.
Something the Buckeyes really missed last year is those second chance efforts. Christoph Tilly really just plugs the gap of what they were missing.
Chance to put the Buckeyes here into the triple digits, hit the 100 plateau. That's the 4th foul on Finley Woodward. So he's in danger of fouling out as well. Hagee, who also has 4 fouls, is back at the table alongside Bruce Thornton. Tilly can't hit the first. Here comes Hagee, here comes Thornton. Also, late substitution, it's McGuire Mitchell for the Jaguars.
Now's the time to make that last push to try to creep your way back into a game for Ohio State if you're the Jaguars.
Yeah, clock's starting to become an enemy if you're a Jaguar right now. Buckeyes now in the double bonus, and Tilly splits the pair. So lead down to 16. Let's see if the Jaguars have one last push. Showed some life in the middle minutes here of this half, but Buckeyes have been able to balloon that lead right back. Davis, under 10 on the timer. Gotta hurry, gets himself inside. Tough shot, made that one look pretty good. Had to go right over Tilly that time, who's got quite a big frame inside.
Davis saw Tilly's arm and then in midair switched to his left hand.
Mobley, back outside Thornton. He's got 19 in this one. Over to Tilly, rumbling right down to the hole and finishes. Buckeyes now 101. D'Agostino, he thought about a 3. You could see it on his face and walked off it. Now Davis, one more to the corner. Inside Edwards, and 1.
Really nice finish that time, and he'll go to the line now.
14-point game. Tigers amongst them, Bruce Thornton. We talked a lot about the big first half for Devin Royal, the big second half for Christoph Tilly, but Thornton has had himself quite a big game as well. 19 points, 6 of 9 from the field. He's also got 4 rebounds, 4 assists here in this one. So the Buckeyes point guard trying to start another big campaign. He's off to a good start here in game number 1.
Bruce Thornton, one of the top players in all of the Big Ten, has NBA talent and has really displayed it tonight. He hasn't had to put the team on his back and might save that for later on in the year, but still, really effective scorer, really efficient, does everything well.
That he does indeed. There'll be free throws here as we come back. Jackson Edwards to the line, the senior, should I say, out of Georgia. Transfer from St. Bonaventure last year, spent some time with Valparaiso, some time with Murray State, and now here with IU Indy. Missed that free throw. Scrum for the rebound. Who's got it? Still on the ground, and Mobley comes away with it. Mobley quickly down the floor. Had Edwards riding him the entire way. Gets it back inside. Knoll. I think he walked that one. Yes, he did. Tried to take that extra step, get to the other way, get to the other hand, and just never put the ball on the floor.
Can't do that. And it's interesting to see John Mobley's stop and start ability when he's running the floor. It just seems so effortless.
So 6.5 to go. Right now, if you're the Jaguars, you're just trying to make this a more manageable game here. And Thornton picks the pocket of Edwards that time. He's running the floor in transition. All way to the hole, jumps up, and to the line he goes.
Seems like whenever Ohio State needs to turn the tides a little bit, Bruce Thornton's just right there, puts a superhero cape on and gets a few points. See it again right here when he was driving to the rim, getting fouled by D'Agostino.
Pretty textbook dribble drive right there too, Gabe. Get yourself to your spot, the pump fake, get your man to jump, and he drew the foul. So Thornton knocks down that first free throw. He's now up to 20 points in this one. And he is 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Don't give me that look, Gabe. I'm just saying the stats. Not trying to meme here. He's now 7 of 8. Are you happy now?
A little bit happier. Been seeing it on the scoreboard almost every single break too, the 6-7 cam. Had to throw it up one time.
So now a 16-point game in favor of Ohio State. A little over 6 minutes to play, should I say. Here's a three-pointer by Tinsley. Too strong up the back heel. Davis thought about it. Now D'Agostino gets past Bynum. One more into the corner. The long three from Davis, too strong again. A third time, potentially the charm here for IU Indy. Another offensive board. D'Agostino the three. And it is indeed third time the charm. Good hustle right there to find the second chance points.
Another great possession, too, of ball movement.
That cuts the lead down to 13 here. Mobley, that should be an over and back. Was that knocked out of his hand? Yes, it was. Out of his own hand by himself, more should I say. That was not knocked off there by D'Agostino.
Costly back court violation, too. Jaguars got to get a little bit more of a run, but it's within 13 now.
There's now 12 second half turnovers for Ohio State. Here comes Gabe Cups back into the game for Bynum. And a three here could cut this down to 10. That'll make it real interesting here with 5.5 to go. Let's see, Dragus will try it. Got it! It's a 10-point game and a 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds.
I don't think Dragus had his feet set, and he's hitting that from downtown.
Just a bullet from outside. With 5 minutes to play, Buckeyes could use a basket. Tilly right inside, and he's just been automatic today. Getting himself to the line left and right. Free throws number 10 and 11, and 38 and 39 for Ohio State.
On top of all of that, he's just been so efficient tonight. 25 points on 9 for 11 shooting.
There's an 18-point differential right now on free throws. 11 made for the Jaguars, 29 made for Ohio State. It'd be really interesting to see what this game would be like if there just wasn't so many fouls on IU Indy here tonight. And that's Reese Hagee's 5th foul as well, so he's now fouled out of this game.
No fouls. I think we'd call that street ball rules.
First one's good from Tilly. 5 minutes officially left to go on this one. Jaguars have outscored Ohio State by 5 here in the second half. And he rattles home the second. So Tilly now up to 27 points here tonight. Got 8 rebounds as well. Woodward inside. No good, but he was fouled. Looks like by Cups on the rebound.
Woodward got bumped on his first shot, too, by Tilly a little bit, but grabbed his own ball and ended up getting the foul anyways.
So he'll head to the line. He's senior out of Bristol, England. Got international experience with Scotland's U16 national team. Came to the States, spent a season with nationally ranked Spire Institute. That's up by 71 a little bit. East of Cleveland and Geneva. That was the home for LaMelo Ball for a little bit. And Royal draws the foul. That'll put himself on the line with 4:44 to go in the second half.
Buckeyes haven't made a shot in the past 2.5 minutes, too. They've been getting to the line, so they haven't really been needing to take shots.
So Royal now to the line. This will be his chance to get into the 20s as well. So now 3 20-plus point scorers for Ohio State. Tilley with 27, Thornton with 21, and now Royal with 20. He's now 8 of 10 from the line. The junior out of Pickerington Central. Offensive rebound for Cups. Thornton with 15 on the timer, directing traffic, lost the handle, but got it back. Back out Royal, tries a 3, no good. And that time Cups couldn't corral the offensive board. Here comes Tinsley. One more Woodward inside, and he's gonna dart back out. DiAgostino off the dribble, fires it into the foot of Royal that time, so a kickball, and that will go on the baseline.
Royal able to clog up the lanes with Finley Woodward cutting.
Edwards back onto the floor here for IU Indy. Ohio State here trying to secure this game when they're 105th season opener all time. Also trying to score the most points they ever had in a season opener. They need 112. Tinsley short on the 3. Under 4 to play. Cups might have got away with a carry that time. Ball came a little high on his dribble. Royal on the baseline, draws a foul. So we'll get a timeout on the floor. When we come back, Devin Royal with a couple of free throws. Buckeyes lead by 13. 3 Jaguars. And the firepower that this Ohio State team could potentially bring this season could potentially see a shootout, and we've certainly seen that here tonight.
I know you brought it up earlier, but it'd be interesting to see where this game would be if the Jaguars didn't give Ohio State 43 total free throws once we see 2 from Royal.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a killer here tonight, of course. 33 for 42 are the Buckeyes from the charity stripe right now. Buckeyes will have shot 27 more free throws after this one. And they will have made now 23 more free throws. Knowles back into the game for Ohio State. Here comes Woodward across the timeline. Davis trying to work on Cups. Woodward just 4 points in this game. Buckeyes done a great job of taking him out of this game. Dealing with foul trouble as well. Davis hoists the long 3, and it rattles in and out. Buckeyes look primed to move to 1-0 on this season for a date with Purdue Fort Wayne on Friday.
Now's the time to slow it down to eat up as much clock as possible if you're Ohio State.
A little over 3 to play. Mobley, nice crossover, shook his man 3, can't hit the mid-range jumper. Tilley saved it. And a timeout by Ohio State. So they just saved the possession. And Tilley just has enough airtime to be able to get that off. And we'll take a timeout as well here on Big Ten Plus. 108-93, 3:05 to go when we come back. .93 here, 3 minutes and some change left to go here in this game. Buckeyes look to have pretty much secured this one. But still some time left to play. Heads up play there by the Buckeyes and Tilley, able to get that timeout right there, Gabe. to save that possession. Didn't have anyone open, so burned the timeout. Thornton inside. That's a tough jumper. Made it and got it to go.
You usually don't see highlight plays that are timeout calls, Connor, but we did there.
I think we've seen a little of everything here in this game. 110 points for the Buckeyes, 93 for the Jaguars. You can take away one thing from this game if you're IU Indy. That offense looks lethal right now. Agostino, the runner, on the baseline and rattles it home. Agostino's now got 21 here in this one, and Cups draws it down the inbound. This will be 2 for Gabe Cups, and this will be a chance for Ohio State to set their all-time record for season opener points. That record right now, 111 versus Bethune-Cookman in 1990. That was a team which featured All-American Jim Jackson. They scored 100 points in their first 6 of 7 games that year. Cups knocks down that first. That ties that mark. And there's the record, 112. New all-time record for points in an opener for Ohio State.
You think he knows that, Connor? They just created history?
Who?
Gabe Cups.
Probably not. But you never know, too. I'm sure there's other things on his mind right now in this game. There's a good jumper from Tinsley, able to tickle the twine. A little over two minutes to go in this one. And another big collision and more. Free throws coming up. You might be able to see the frustration there on the face of J.P. Dragus as he walked by our table here. Just frustrating night on the defensive end for the Jaguars here in this game.
It's going to be free throws, 46 of 47. And for reference, IU Indy only has 16 attempts. Yeah, Tilly gets hit hard there.
And a little shoulder to the side, it looked like, for McGuire Mitchell, who has now got 4 fouls. 4 players with 4 fouls here for IU Indy, and then one who was Hagee, who fouled out already. And Tilly a chance for points 28 and 29. Here with a couple of made free throws. We'll have to settle for potentially 28 as he misses the first. IU Indy, as I think it's officially safe to say, is going to drop this game. Still some time left. Things have been going. It's not looking good. We'll be back home to open up against LIU on the 6th. That's Friday.
Got another big game against Butler in a few weeks, too.
Yeah, that's right after that. At Butler. And a foul on the other end, this time on Ohio State. That's on Christoph Tilly, his 4th foul. Buckeyes have been pretty clean in that department all game. He's the only one with 4. And here comes Kyler DiAgostino back on for potentially the final sub of the night. Might see 1 or 2 more.
Well, in terms of fouls, pretty clean compared to IU Indy, who has 33. Buckeyes as a team have 16.
It's been a good showing offensively to start this season for Ohio State. A team who has not made the NCAA tournament the past couple of years, 17 and 15 last year. Got the big opening win against a ranked Texas team, but just during the stretch of Big Ten play, played themselves out of the tournament. So they're trying to make it back. And well, with this offensive effort, you got to feel good, but I think both teams defensively, I mean, they definitely have a lot of things to work on.
IU Indy's program isn't where they've wanted it to be either, and the fact that you have 97 right now against a Power 5 team is just really impressive, and it should be putting the rest of the Horizon League on notice for the rest of the year.
Thornton knocks down that free throw. That's foul number 5, so McGuire Mitchell is now done for the night. Bruce Thornton's now up to 24. And gets both. Last couple possessions here. DiAgostino will run the point. Gets it right back, flings one. Deep three, too strong. Dragus couldn't hit. Thornton around, and he'll get himself back to the line.
They're going to eclipse over 50 free throws in this game, Connor.
Yeah, this will be 50 and 51. Thornton has been near automatic from the charity stripe tonight, 9 of 10. One of 3 Buckeyes with 20 plus, 4 Buckeyes with 10 plus. You just get a look and a little hip check on the way by DiAgostino. Try to keep himself square. But just clipped Thornton that time, who misfires on that first free throw. Second one's good, though. And now 116 points for Ohio State. Dragus, nice feed by Edwards, and he slams it down. Maybe caught a little body as well.
That came out of nowhere. If I was going for a routine layup and then just throws one down out of nowhere.
I would agree. I thought he was going to go for the lay and said the thunderous slam. Little highlight play here at the end, under a minute to play officially. And Compass is going to get hit with the reach, so Mobley to the line now. That's number 4 on Compass.
How about the athleticism there from Jackson Edwards, just going up, and I think he caught the whole arena off guard with that dunk.
The OHIO chant thundering around Value City Arena here.
Jaguars have really been prolonging their death here. I get that you want to play full court press, especially against a team like Ohio State, get you ready for those conference games, but giving up a lot of extra points because of it.
Well, one more basket, and the Jaguars hit that 100 plateau as well, so got to imagine, at least if you're Ben Hallen's squad, you want one more bucket. At least say you hit 100 in this one. Probably get one more chance here with 48 seconds. Maybe a 2-for-1 if you're quick enough.
3 guys have fouled out for IU Indy.
Yeah. And 3 more with 4. Tinsley to break that 100. He's going to get the chance from the line. Big closeout that time from Tayson Chapman.
Have we seen a foul yet in this game?
You would think, maybe not. Yeah, we've seen a lot of those, that's for sure. 17 total on Ohio State, 36 on IU Indy. And after a long hang on the rim, Jaguars are over 100 now. 53 combined fouls. 2 for 2 goes Tinsley, who's had himself a nice game here for the Jaguars. 21 points now, 7 of 16 from the field. He's got 3 boards as well. And he goes 3 for 3 on that trip. So 43 seconds to go. Still full court pressure shown by the Jaguars. And an out-of-control pass there by Chapman. Making another second half turnover for Ohio State.
Really excited to see what IU Indy does for the rest of the season, because they're just going to have so many shootouts and so many great games.
Yeah, that's system offense. First time you see it here at the Division I level. It certainly looked very potent here tonight. Just too many points and fouls given up on the other end, and this should do it. Shot clock is dark here at Value City Arena, and Matthew Grujacic will dribble this one out, and Ohio State is going to start this season 1-0 with a shootout win over IU Indy. Buckeyes go 63% from the field, 36 from 3, and just get to the line at will in this one. 42 from 53 from the charity stripe, and they get a 16-point win.